What do you expect from an Ultimate 5-3-2? A lot. Let's take a look. This is MurphFM's Ultimate 5-3-2 tactic. This I could not figure out where on God's green earth I got this tactic from. However, I did find Murph's channel where he does cover this and he does go into full depth of what he's done here. This is strictly, again, as I always do, these are just sims of the entire season for these three teams. I take no part except for saying you need to use this tactic, and that is it. So all the assistant coaches, all the directors, they all do all the stuff for me. So I know that this tactic did very well on his channel and his tactic, and I will give you his download and show where he is. However, we'll take a look at what happened here a little bit later. But the tactic as it is, a sweeper keeper in defense, central defenders all the way through on defend, wingbacks in attack on the sides, deep lying playmaker in support, box to box in support, inside forward on the left in support, inverted winger in attack on the right, and a complete forward in attack centrally. It is a custom fluid counter-attack. Mentality is balanced. In possession, standard attacking with approach plays pass into space, play out of defense, standard passing directness, tempo is higher, low crosses, run at defense, and be more expressive. In transition, counter press, counter, and take short kicks. And then out of possession, you have a high press line of engagement, standard defensive line, and trigger press much more often, and that is it. Opposition instructions, generally no. But how did it do on the three teams? Yeah, not very well at all. One got relegated, one got lower than mid-table, and Tottenham is pretty lucky to be where they are. But Newcastle just getting handily relegated by 5 points, 32 to Southampton's 33 and Everton's 37. Wolves on 39, so not avoiding relegation by all that much. Tottenham only on 59, lower end of average, I would guess, for them, but still not a good season for any of these three teams. But again, as I just said, it's because this was a full sim, I didn't touch anything. But if you took care of things yourself, watch Murph's video, I'm sure you can get a lot of pointers on how to deal with this tactic a lot better than these three teams did. Tottenham's schedule doesn't start off great. I mean, a 1-0 win over Everton at home is fantastic, but then you got, loss, draw, loss. So not great. You do have a couple of runs here and here of greens, which is fantastic. Another one here. But overall, the second half is just spotty. You lose out in the EFL Cup quarterfinals 2-3 against Liverpool. You lose out in the FA Cup fourth round against Newcastle. You do move on to the Champions League until you hit Man City in the quarterfinal. 1-4 away from home, 1-3 at home. Just wow, ouch. But finishing off just as spotty as ever. But this whole April is just god awful. Wolves and Newcastle, you would not expect very good at all. You got a bad just start of the season. Newcastle is a great win, but there's so many reds, so many draws, very few wins. Let me guess. Out in the EFL Cup, 5-5 in penalties against Nottingham Forest. That is crazy. 6-3 over Burnley, 2-0 over Barnsley, 3-4 loss, though, to Manchester United. FA Cup, fifth round is where you bow out, and then it's just spotty all the way. This one should be fun. Newcastle is 3 wins in the first half of the season. Out in the EFL Cup second round immediately against Everton. And then FA Cup, you have a nice January. I'll give you that. But out in the FA Cup fifth round, 2-3 against Aston Villa. And then, your May is the best. Actually, no, your January is the best. But May is it's not even a close second, but it's there. Transfer-wise, Tottenham. A lot of names we've already seen before. Joseph Chutalo, Tony Weston. Vegas from CF Monterrey for 4.7. Christian Fasnacht. I think we've seen him once before from Young Boys 7.5. And Alberto Morlero from Palma 7.75. And then outs, really nobody, just a couple for a couple K. Wolves, as usual, not spending all that much. Miguel Veloso and Costinha. And then outs, yeah, again, almost $1 million. And again, Newcastle doing a lot more business. However, same as what we've always seen. Boyomo, Chakir, Kennedy, Edwards, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. We've seen them all before. And then outs, Isaac Westendorf is the only one for 28K. Data hub for Tottenham, you can see they're good both in defense and attack. Overall, not fantastically much, but you do have a couple of numbers that are over the Premier League average, which is nice to see. Dribbles per game, not so much. We don't see a lot of dribbling tactics here. Fouls per game, though, defensively is, fouls made per game a lot higher than average. You got a couple things. XGA is a little higher. Interceptions per game is a bit higher, but overall clearances, blocks, tackles, not all that great. Wolves weak defensively, but generally okay in attack. And as you can see, they're pretty much bang on average with the league. A couple things, crossing percentage, dribbles per game. They still really need to pick it up a bit next season, but defensively, yeah, they are. Fouls made per game is on the low end, which is nice to see, I would expect. But everything else is just, you got 2 on average. Blocks per game, just higher than Premier League average, but everything else, yeah, not so much. And then Newcastle, weak defensively, generally okay in attack. And as you can see, the same with Wolves. Not enough numbers that actually reach Premier League average or above. But team defending fouls made per game is quite higher. Everything else is on or below, except for blocks per game, which is just a tick higher. Stats-wise, I definitely don't expect too much. Man City getting most goals. Tottenham 7th with 61. So at least they make the top 8. Fewest shots against Tottenham with 439, most possession, most dribbles made. None of these teams are in any here. So most tackles won, Newcastle's in there, being on as best of a defensive side as they can be, which still didn't end up too much. Most shots for Tottenham and Newcastle in there. Still, I mean, Newcastle, I guess, getting some of the attacking side, just not able to put it in the back of the net. But most points per game, Tottenham is in there in 8th. How many people do you think we can get into this personal overviews? Most goals, Haaland, of course. Harry Kane with 21. Isaac with 17. So not too bad there. Assists, Son with 10. Average. Most player of the match awards, nobody. Best pass completion, nobody. I mean, again, Shaqiri with Newcastle, 36 allowed in 20. No, that's his age. In 19 appearances. Most shutouts, nobody. Tackles won, Joelinton for Newcastle in 88. Not too bad. Trippier with most key passes. Most shots, Isaac, Kane, and Raul Jimenez. So Jimenez, finally a Wolves player breaks the list. Top goal scorer is Harry Kane with 29 goals. Bissouma with 704, highest average rating, not all that great. Son and Porro with 13 assists apiece. And then Harry Kane, Son, and Kulusevski with 5 player of the match awards. Spreading out that love. Raul Jimenez for Wolves, 20 goals, top goal scorer, 701, highest average rating. Neto with 12 assists, that's pretty good actually. 5 player of the match awards for Neto and Raul Jimenez. And then finishing off with Newcastle, Isaac with 20 goals in all competitions. Isaac with 708, highest average rating. Almiron with 12 assists, and then Almiron and Isaac with 3 player of the match awards each. Not all that fantastic, but what do you expect? Again, this tactic in this instance did not do very well whatsoever. Again, check out Murph's video, check out his channel, check out the video that tells you how he goes through this whole thing. And definitely you can pick things up a lot better than this set did. But for this sim, yeah, it just didn't work at all, unfortunately. But that is it for me, FM23 for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.